Some of the fastest cars on the road look like the most boring cars on the road. They pull up next to a sports car at a red light, and nobody in that sports car has any idea what's about to happen. Because not every performance car wants attention. Some of them are designed to disappear. 4 doors, ordinary colors, family car styling, and enough power to embarrass cars worth 3 or 4 times as much. Most of them cost far less than you'd ever expect. But the last car on this list breaks the rule completely. Because it never tried to hide, it just became cheap enough to belong with the rest. Start at the bottom. Around $10,000 buys you an Audi S6 from the early 2010s. A car that looks like something a middle manager drives to the office, but under the hood, there's a 5.2-liter V10, closely related to the engine found in the Lamborghini Gallardo and the Audi R8. It produces 434 horsepower and makes a sound that has absolutely no business coming from a 4-door executive sedan. Nothing about the exterior gives it away. It's gray, restrained, almost invisible in traffic, and that's exactly what makes it a sleeper. A supercar engine hidden inside one of the most anonymous sedans Audi ever built. The Ford Taurus might be the most forgettable car in America. It's the rental car, the airport shuttle, the family sedan, even the unmarked police car, which is exactly why the Taurus SHO works so well. Because hiding beneath that ordinary body is a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged EcoBoost V6, producing 365 horsepower, sending power to all 4 wheels. It weighs more than 2 tons, yet it still reaches 60 miles per hour in around 5 seconds. Nothing about it looks fast. Nothing about it asks for attention. Most people don't even notice it until the light turns green. And suddenly, the boring family sedan is keeping pace with cars nobody expected it to touch. That's what makes the Taurus SHO such a great sleeper. The less people notice it, the better it works. The Mercedes E55 AMG might be the perfect sleeper. To almost everyone, it looks like an ordinary E-Class, the kind of car a businessman drives to work, or a German taxi drives across the city. Comfortable, respectable, almost invisible. Which is exactly what Mercedes wanted, because hiding under the hood is a supercharged 5.4-liter V8, producing 469 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. When it was new, this was one of the fastest sedans in the world, fast enough to embarrass many sports cars, while carrying 4 adults and their luggage in complete comfort. From the outside, it's almost impossible to tell apart from a diesel E-Class, and that's not a coincidence. That's the entire philosophy behind the E55 AMG. The faster it was, the less it looked like it should be. The first-generation Cadillac CTS-V is one of the greatest performance bargains on the market. Clean examples can still be found for less than $20,000. For that price, you get a sedan that looks like something your accountant might drive. But hiding under the hood is a V8 producing more than 400 horsepower. Cadillac built the CTS-V with one goal: challenge BMW M, challenge Mercedes AMG, and prove America could build a world-class sports sedan. Critics complained about the interior. They said it couldn't match the Germans. But nobody complained about the engine. It delivered exactly what Cadillac promised. Like many luxury cars, the CTS-V lost value quickly. And that's exactly what makes it such an incredible sleeper today. For less than $20,000, you can own a 400-horsepower sedan that was built to take on the best Germany had to offer. This might be the best-kept secret in the entire car world. The Chevrolet SS looks like a rental sedan, plain, anonymous, almost forgettable. Most people mistake it for a Malibu, and that's exactly why it works. Because hidden underneath is a 6.2-liter LS3 V8, the very same engine found in the C6 Corvette, producing 415 horsepower. Driving the rear wheels, and, if you were lucky, available with a manual transmission. Chevrolet barely advertised it. Most people never even knew it existed. Over 4 years, fewer than 13,000 were built. That rarity is exactly why the SS isn't cheap today. Clean examples now sell for around $40,000. It's the one sleeper on this list that's becoming more valuable, because the people who understand what it is refuse to let it go. The Volkswagen Phaeton might be the greatest disguise ever put on a car. It wears a Volkswagen badge, The same badge you'll find on a Golf GT or a Polo, which means almost nobody looks at it twice. But underneath, the story is completely different. The Phaeton shares its platform with the Bentley Continental GT, and the top version hides a 6.0-liter W12 engine. Producing 420 horsepower, it was built by hand, filled with luxury, and engineered to compete with Mercedes, BMW, and Lexus. The problem wasn't the car, it was the badge. Most buyers simply couldn't accept paying luxury car money for a Volkswagen. Sales were disappointing. The Phaeton quietly disappeared, and that's exactly why it's such an incredible sleeper today, in almost every meaningful way. It's a Bentley, disguised as one of the least exciting cars on the road. The Volvo S80 is probably the last car you'd expect to find on a sleeper list. Volvo is known for safety, comfort, and sensible family cars, not high-performance sedans, which is exactly what makes this one so surprising. Because hidden under the hood is a 4.4-liter V8, built by Yamaha. Yes, the same Yamaha that builds high-performance motorcycle engines and musical instruments. And if that engine sounds familiar, it should. A heavily modified version of it later powered the noble M600, the British supercar that famously beat the Bugatti Veyron around the Top Gear test track. In the Volvo, it produces more than 300 horsepower, wrapped inside one of the calmest, most understated family sedans ever built. Nothing about the S80 tells you what it's hiding, and that's exactly what makes it one of the greatest sleepers ever made. And here's the twist. Every car you've seen so far was pretending to be something it wasn't. The McLaren 12C never pretended. It was a real mid-engine supercar from the very beginning. The first production car McLaren built after the legendary F1, designed to take the fight directly to the Ferrari 458. Behind the driver sits a twin turbocharged V8, producing nearly 600 horsepower. When it was new, it cost about as much as a house. But then something unexpected happened. The 650S arrived, then the 720S, and the 12C quietly faded into the background. Its value dropped until clean examples began selling for roughly the same money as the most expensive sleepers on this list. And that's what makes it the perfect ending. 7 of these cars spent their entire lives hiding what they really were. The McLaren 12C never hid anything. The world simply forgot how much supercar it was getting for the money.